Being Mahoney is my podcast show on every week with my weird friend named Sean. This week we got a lot of great stuff. We got bits by Sean and I. We're going to try to sneak one in because he likes to say some things, and basically he hired me, so I got to get some stuff in there, so he's going to be part of it.
It's not just you actually think my stuff's pretty funny. That's why you want it to be on the show.
There was during the first show, you had 5 seconds that were pretty good. Let's just get through this stuff.
But progress.
We're making progress. We're going to take some real stuff that's happened to in my life. We're going to improvise on a lot of things. There are also a lot of characters that I do. Sean's going to add in some stuff. We're also going to get some voicemails for some characters. Kind of some people we know, some people we made up. We also got Wayne Baxter, which you might remember him. He's called in before. We asked him to be on the show. He told us, he said, fuck that. And so we actually went to his house. So that's going to be fun. You hear about that. We also are going to be having a new part. We're going to get a little bit more serious in the show. And
will you say this part with a serious voice? Because I think some of the listeners don't really understand that this is not supposed to be a funny part. It's supposed to be...
Well, yes. They're also laughing at me trying to be funny. I've had comments of that. And
trying to be serious or trying to be funny?
Maybe trying to be funny.
Oh.
So we are going to be funny in part of the show, but the serious part gets really serious as I talk about music. I'm a musician for a living, but I also enjoy listening. So I'm going to bring a few artists every week. We call it Download This. Give you some ideas to check out on iTunes. And they're also going to do some music news. Again, this is not a parody. Those are real stuff. Have some topics. I would love your feedback. And then we're going to do a new thing today to end out our show. Is actually, I'm in the process of writing many songs. This is a serious thing, again, but we're going to show a song, talk about a song that I'm writing currently. And kind of the process of me writing a song, how I get the ideas, where they come from, and just to show you how that happens. I have a new song I'm working on called Brooklyn, and to see what you guys think. Maybe I can get feedback from you. I'm always taking feedback. Sean gives me way too much feedback, and he remembers that I'm the songwriter. But
yeah, sometimes I like to give you my opinion where it's not really called for. But the cool thing about this segment is, I mean, as a music fan, as a fan of your music, it's cool to kind of be behind the scenes and kind of know how you write a song. So I'm going to ask you a few questions during that way too serious segment. But the other thing is that fans can actually tweet and Facebook, and they can ask questions about songs in development as well. Just leave your ideas to yourself. That's what you said, right?
Well,
That's you want them to give it? Okay.
I like ideas.
Right.
I take criticism with the best of them. I just
more like I hate your hat right now. I hate that hat.
Well, I always wear hats. I should have hair too. Oh, it's getting a little thin right there.
A little bit?
I'm going to put some of that fake spray.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right there, a little black and dark brown.
I love the fake spray.
If actually could somebody send me that, that'd be great, an address there. We're going to go into our first bit here is the, Sean, help me out.
Well, everybody has that friend that's just always sick. You know what I mean? Like it's like, what the hell's wrong with them? You know, you almost hesitate to be around them, or you call them hey, you want to go to the Twins game tonight? Not
I know.
Feeling well. It's like there's always...
And this is one of my friends, and it's just one of those things where you hear them and you feel bad for them. It's not like they ever have these like major ailments, but they're just enough to make them have to stay home. You know, like you're not worried they're going to die, but they're just always sick, so they can't really meet you. And so just take a listen to this. His name's Sick Joe.
Hey, this is Sick Joe.
We're going to go ahead and start that part over. I don't know how you feel about that.
Sure, the whole thing?
Yep, just the Sick Joe.
Oh.
Right here. So right here.
Hey, this is Sick Joe. Basically, I'm sick most of the time. So my buddies, they came up with the name Sick Joe. It's very sweet. Do you guys got any Claritin or other antibiotics? Anyways, you guys should totally get a hold of me later.
I like him. I like him, and I know, but I just don't see him very often.
Because he's always sick.
But he seemed really sick on that one, like a little more than usual. Like he really, legitimately, like I wouldn't want him around me at all.
Well, and you don't have children as far as we know, and there's nothing worse than when somebody comes over to your house.
Well, you have an
and
Irish
they're
family, and what do you got, 6 or 8? I don't even know their ages.
I have 7 children.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
just from my first wife, and then my second wife, we have 6 kids together.
Cool. Good
Which is
job.
pretty nice. Yeah.
Really good job. Next up, as we talked about, we're going to play the Wayne Baxter. Again, we recorded this because he wouldn't come into the studio, but we found out where he lived, and he lives in a town called Lydia, Minnesota. If anybody knows where that is, it's way out there. And we just went and tried to talk to him, and why don't you listen and you can see what happened.
That's a beautiful little town up there, but I really thought we were going to get ourselves into maybe a fisticuffs with him.
A little bit. I mean, he was bigger than I thought. Like, not just big, like fat. Like, I think he looked just...
Strong and fat.
Yeah.
Kind of like me.
Fat. Strong and fat.
Like,
Two
if I lost the weight,
qualities.
I'd be really cut.
Strong and fat. I think I'm going to use that one. I am strong and fat.
Here's our little visit with Wayne in Lydia, Minnesota.
Hello there. Tim Mahoney here with the Being Mahoney Show. Every week we have a fan, we call him, or a friend. We're not totally sure. His name's Wayne Baxter. Well, we invited him into the studio, and of course he didn't want to come in, so we decided to go to his house. With Sean McCarthy, my friend on the show, and we decided to stop at his house. We found his address on Google's travel stacks, and basically he lives in Lydia, Minnesota. So we're going to knock on his door.
We're right outside of his house right now.
We are. Yeah, we're walking. We're just going to knock on the door and see if he's around. Wayne! Is he coming?
Yeah.
What the fuck you guys want? The fuck you do? Who are you?
I'm Sean, and this is Tim.
Yeah, we're here for the... Remember you called into our show, we said we'd stop by. I thought you said it's okay.
Fuck no, I didn't, goddammit. What the fuck you want?
Well, we just wanted to thank you for listening to the show. You had some input.
I'll call the cops right now. I don't even care.
We just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the show and some of your ideas that you had.
Well, shit, come in. I'm into a bottle pretty good. Come on.
Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
No, it's nice of you. I appreciate you letting us come in. I mean, wow, this is a nice place here you got, Wayne. I mean, is that... Are those stuffed things? Those are big stuff.
Were those curtains originally yellow like that? Or is that
I shot every goddamn animal in this place. Now, I can bring out the shotgun for you guys, but if I have to, I will. You seem right okay, but you go past this point. Now, listen up. What the hell do you want? Give it to me, quick.
And we thought, like, maybe Wayne, would maybe tell us a little bit, like what's the day in the life of Wayne? Like, what do you do for work? Because the truth is, we've been getting calls and people want to know more about you, which we're kind of surprised at a little, at least I am.
You're almost like an added celebrity on the show.
More because I'm pissed off. I don't even know what to say. I think things on my phone. I hit pause. Here's the deal. You guys want to drink a little bit or something? What? A sip of the Nancy juice? Or what?
Really shouldn't.
Okay, maybe you a little Nancy juice. Yeah, that means I'll take over the road. There you go. Listen now. Okay, so my day starts off with, I start off, I go downstairs, I like to get some coffee, put a little Baileys and Jameson in that. And then normally I get the paper, read about that goddamn bullshit. That's a bunch of shit. Croc right now, Lydia, the mayor, pissed off at him, trying to get him out of my backyard. That's a whole other story. Now, I'll tell you what, though. Then the main part of it is go to work. I work at the factory. I do a very simple job. Pull the train down, bring it off the S6, and then bring it up to two-tones. What we do is we line it up with the screws. Now, all I have to do is about 700 pounds a day, and I get the fuck out of there, go to the bar. Normally they're there about 8 o'clock, come home, eat my Hungry Man, I normally do 2 Hungry Man meals, and then I like to shoot my gun out in my backyard a little bit, my dog Joey, and that's pretty much my day. And then if I have time, I listen to the Being Mahoney Show. That's what I'm doing.
So the picture of that woman over there, is that your mother or your girlfriend or ex-wife? Who is that gal?
I mean, again, I'm going to punch you because that's my great-great-great-grandma. And rest her soul. She was really important to me. I didn't really know her, but I feel emotionally connected.
Does anybody ever say that she looks like a man?
I make tear up. Listen, I'll tell you something right now. She is good people, all right? She is good people. You got to know what the hell's going on.
Well, that's cool, Wayne, but you just want to know, like, why is this picture so big? Like, why was she important to you? What makes her important?
You didn't know her, so why is she that important? Well, because I didn't want to get into this stuff. It's a long story. There was a tiller and a tractor. It was 1848. Apparently, my mother and grandpa got pushed off. I don't know. Someone saved him. They picked him up. My great-grandma pulled him with a chain all the way home. Saved his goddamn life. That's all I can say.
She looks like a big woman. She, what, 6'3", 6'4"?
With the afro, about 6'8", but the point is that she was a very tough woman, like the Irish families are. Wayne Baxter. The name is actually Wade Baxter McCannahan, but I just cut that off, sometimes. But I need to get out of the house here.
Well, we just wanted to get some show ideas from you, but we can see that you're busy.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne. I mean, again, keep calling in. I know you've had some problems with the show, but you seem to be a popular guy with the show.
I'll tell you what will happen. Kick in your face. So listen to this. Just leave and we'll be good with that. Okay, Wayne, that's fine. All right, see you later. Okay, all right, bye.
Wow, Wayne, he was, he was about the way we expected. He was nice, but, he let us in, which I thought was pretty cool. But he was a little angry. What are your thoughts, Sean? I mean, how do you think he was?
I was afraid of him at some point. He was just a big guy, and he was a little drunk. I mean, do you think he starts his day with a little something? I mean, that Bailey's.
But, Irish people, that's something that's pretty typical. My biggest fear was just the large stuffed animals, like the lions and tigers. And then I saw at least 5 guns, just not on racks. So he had no gun racks. He just had them just kind of laying against the wall. And I'm just like, what?
You're wondering if they're loaded or not, and then how much we've really pissed him off. I mean, I was hoping he'd kind of get our sense of humor.
Yeah, I think, you think he's one of those guys who's just kind of like, wow, I'm just going to kind of, talk like this to you guys, but I would never do that. And I'm not totally sure. But I'm sure we're going to hear more from Wayne. I'm sure he'll leave me more messages. He sent me a couple of emails, too. We got to read next week. Those are even funnier because he doesn't normally email. He somehow got my email address. So we're going to do that. We're going to do next up here. I've played before. I have a friend who works at a company called Life Touch. We always think of them with doing photography for your high school pictures. Well, they do a lot more things. They got a lot of new products. Pretty innovative right now. And we played one, I think our first show, about their new product called Life Touch. I think that was what it was called. Basically helping yourself, not helping others. That was kind of different. This one, they have a new product, which I still can't believe they're doing. And just take a listen to this.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Canary, and I'm calling. I'm actually a loudspeaker. I'm calling the Life Touch employees, telling you about a new division we have right now. And we have a new record label here at Life Touch, and I think you're going to like it. It's called Bad Touch Records. We're very, very excited about this. We have a new release coming out this fall, and we have, we have our first artist. It's going to be coming out this fall, and his name is J.C. Weezy. And we have him here on the line to tell you guys a little bit about it. J.C., how's the record coming?
Yo, what's up, dog? J.C. Weezy, it's going pretty good. What's up?
It's pretty good over here, too. Thank you. How do you think the record's going to be perceived with the public?
Well, yo, I don't even know. I'm just going to do the beats like he's a sample. Yo, Bad Touch Records. Just like Bad Touch from my gym teacher in high school. We don't care if it's night school. Stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm the Weezy, so I just keep it cool.
That sounds very nice. Well, we look forward to that record. Again, it's Bad Touch Records, J.C. Weezy, coming out this fall. Please promote it to your local libraries and also other Whole Food stores. But if you need to get a hold of me too, I'm on the Life Touch line. It's called the Life Touch line. It's dial 1-4 blackout. Thank you all.
Wow, what a cool product from Life Touch, a record label. Who knew they'd have that? My friend Jennifer said, we're going to submit my music and see if I could get signed to Bad Touch Records. Hopefully they like it. Rap is not my thing, but their genres maybe will widen a little bit. Next up on the show, we like to every week do some sort of interview. And this week I thought it'd be fun to bring in my mom, who works at a lot of churches, a music director, and I grew up Catholic, so did Sean. And I thought it'd be fun to bring in a priest and interview a priest of kind of what his job is like, things that he does. And this is a priest. I actually met him in an unfortunate way. I was playing a funeral for somebody, but he seemed like a nice guy, and his name's Father McKenney. He's very Irish, and we're going to bring him in. So he's kind of coming in right now. So, hi, Father.
How are you doing today? How are you?
We're good. Yep. Just don't set that. That's no problem. So we're bringing. This is Father McKenney, good guy.
What do I do? I put on the headphones, or?
Yep. Just put those.
Or leave them out.
Yep, it's good. He's from a church in East Bethel called the Father. It's called the Church of the Holy Angels Spiritual Guidance Center.
It's a lovely place. You said it right. You said it right.
I did, and it's
donate online if you can.
Yep, they're a church that always needs donations, and just a good guy. And I'm just going to get right into it and ask him some questions. We all been to church. We should always go more.
Can I open up the window, Tim? I've got a little bit of the gas going.
Sure.
Let me see if I can't
it's a
open
little
up.
chilly out, though, but...
Could you get that open for me?
I could try.
Maybe the other one over here, Tim.
Okay. Let me try to see if I can do that. I'm trying to get it. Okay, that's good.
Oh, that's right.
That's
fine.
Bit,
that's fine. It'll save you. It'll save you tonight.
Well, I appreciate that. That's being kind. We're going to get right into the questions here. So you're at church. We go, some of us every Sunday, some not. It's been a while. I went Easter. Here's some of my questions.
I didn't quite see you at Easter there. Were you at the church?
Well, I didn't make it to East Bethel. No, I don't live by East Bethel. That's out a ways. Remember?
Part of why I agreed to do is you said you'd come to my church.
I said I'd make a donation. I'll make the Live and Social Network's going to make a donation to your church.
Do you have an amount in mind?
Well, let me check with the guy here. 50, we can do $55. Is that good?
A month?
Well, our income here is a little not steady, so can I just start with a one-time?
I suppose.
Okay. Well, we're donating to the Guardian Holy Angels of East Bethel, and that's good. He likes the coffee.
That is nice coffee there. Where'd you make that, Tim?
We make that, they give us a Keurig machine here, which is kind of funny, but I have to bring them my own coffee. That's what's they're kind of cheap about that.
Is that Jewish coffee then?
No, I think it's supposed to be Irish coffee. I think we got a little snappy juice if you want to put that in there as well.
Oh, I love the snappy. The first time I had the snappy, I was about 6.
And how'd that go?
Oh, it's tasty. It got me quite drunk, though.
Good stuff. This is good stuff. We got to get into questions here, Sean. Into questions. The show's moving quite along. Sean told me that my timeline has been too long every week. So, quickly, when you're up, here's what I'm thinking of. So, when you have the bread of Christ and you're talking about it up there, what do you do if you drop the bread of Christ on the floor?
If I drop it or you drop it?
No, if you drop it, and I want to know, is it like we do the 2-second rule like food? You drop it, it's too long, or I pick it up. How does that work? What do you do?
Usually what you have to do is sing a quick song. Sing a quick song. Sing it loudly back to the church. and then pick it up, put it on your left shoulder, put it on your right shoulder, balance it on your nose for 3 seconds, and then eat it.
Okay, well, how does the parish then react to that? That seems a little weird.
Well, it's an old tradition just to make it still sacred. And usually they know how to dance along, with the right rhythm.
Right, of course.
And then you're fine.
Well, I know that next time. So, but I mean, it's not like safe for it's germs or anything. It's not a problem, right?
Not on the body of Christ, no.
No, not body of Christ. Amen.
No, Tim.
Next question. When people are coming in, and we talked about donations here earlier, and we have
Catholic people or Protestants?
We're talking about Catholic.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
we're not
like
going to get
talking
into
about
that.
the Protestants.
Yeah, we're not going to get that argument going today.
Okay.
But so when we get the donation, the basket that'll go around, sometimes at the older churches, is what happens when there's nothing in it? Like nobody gave anything. Do you ever just say anything, or
what we usually do is we have my friend Tom Shanagan.
Okay.
Tom sits at the back of the church, and if the donation bin is empty, we lock the door and we continue the service until that basket is full. Many times a conscience will let someone down, and they'll act like they have no money in their wallet. But we're willing to run a credit card. So if you can just put your Discover card, your Diners Club card, just put that in the basket. We'll run it for you.
When would you get it back, though?
Within a couple of weeks.
That's good. That's
not funny, Tim.
I know, but it's sort of funny because like someone might need their credit card and stuff. So
not more than serving the church.
Well, we would hope for that. We would hope for that. Okay, that's good to know. Next up, we love music in the church. We love people playing and singing. How come, some priests we go in and this is something just me as a musician, hear the priests do the songs, and sometimes they're great singers, but sometimes they're just really, really bad. And I surely don't mean this in a mean way. It's just more like a kind of an American Idol, The Voice critique way, is you are not a good singer. So you should not be singing ever up there.
Well, I take offense to that. I'm singing the songs of God, Tim.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, maybe learn them better, like the pitch a little bit, the keys, even when you're doing it. I know it's a prayer, but just be a little bit better at it. Couldn't you rehearse it, or with the piano and like the notes and stuff?
Well, we don't have a lot of time for that, but I'll give you an example of a song that I've been singing lately.
Okay.
That I think is really important. Let me see if I can't remember the lyrics to it.
Now, this is a Catholic hymn?
This is a Catholic hymn. It's been around for many, many years, and this is the song. Oh, Father, you are taller. You're not much smaller than me mum. Oh, Father, you look like my brother, but your brain cells are 1,000,000 to 1. Father, you beat me, you whipped me into shape, and my testicles are the size of the grape. Father, you witnessed my prepubescent shenanigans. I have me an uncle, but I love my Aunt Shannon again.
Wow, that's a interesting hymn.
Father,
I think
love
we're good.
you,
And
I sure will
Father
miss
McKinney,
you.
nope, I think that's
If you
good.
were a rapper, I never would diss you.
I think that's good. We got a time thing here with the thing, Father. That does sound a little bit more like an Irish pub hymn, but than a church hymn. But don't you think, or no?
Well, it's just my favorite. It's my favorite. That's all it is.
I
felt like I sung it quite well, by the way.
Well, we did record it. Maybe.
I'd like to say thank you for having me in, but I won't.
Okay. Well, how about for my donation?
I haven't received it yet.
I'll just you can swipe the card on the way out.
I will.
The last statement I always ask everybody on the way out is if anybody would want to be a priest, give me the one thing why someone should want to be a priest.
Because they're no good in bed.
Good words from Father McKinney. Thank you for coming on. If you do want to make a donation, go to I Am a Church in Need /Oregon. Okay, that's cool. Yep, Sean's in there. Thank you. Yep, we'll see you. Thanks a lot. The site again is iamholyspirit.edu/MN Lord is our Christ. And we're going to go into our next segment. This is kind of an interesting one because it's a little bit of an homage to one of my favorite comedians of all time, a guy named Chris Farley. I'm sure you know. I don't know him. I actually met his brother one time because he lives in Chicago.
Is that Mike?
Is that Mike?
I think it's Mike.
Is it Mike? Yeah. And if you've ever been to New York or Boston, you've met this guy. This is the guy that you talk to at the bar, and he's telling you stories, but he never gets to the point. And this is my little homage to Chris Farley. Take a listen.
I'm coming down the block, so I tell the guy. I look at the guy. I says to the guy. No. Sure, look at. I'm talking to the guy. I says to the guy. No, it ain't lie. I says to the guy. No, I says to the guy. I'm looking right at him. He's talking right to me. Right, you were there. So I says to the guy. I says to the guy. So I says to the guy. You guys right there. I says to the guy.
I swear to God, I know that guy.
Well, Farley is awesome, and just giving him a props there, but also giving a props to every New Yorker and Boston guy that never gets to the point. And he always is talking about a buddy that's next to him, and just a great character, great comedian. Next up, we get to our little more serious segments. But we do a segment called Download This. This is where we do some artist spotlights that I do a few songs, and we'll talk about them that you should just check out. Go download it, pull it up on YouTube. The first artist we're going to pull up is, I believe this is Ben Rector. I'm not even sure where this guy's from. I found him, again, just searching on Twitter. And this is a song, he's doing a cover and of a song we know, and just check it out. I think it's really good.
On the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. Been alright up till now. It's a light of day that showed me how. And when the night falls, my lonely heart calls. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the
Great song. Of course, you know that song by Whitney Houston. Big hit. But Ben Rector, cool artist. Check him out. Go on iTunes, YouTube. He's actually got a lot of records. He's got a newest record called Live in Denver. Next artist, Sandra McCracken. My Soul Finds Rest. Listen to this.
Oh my God, hear my cry from the depths. I call out to you. You give your mercy and light in the dark, in the wilderness.
Great artist. Great artist. Sandra McCracken. The record is called Psalms because they are Psalms from the Bible. What's interesting is she's not labeled as a Christian artist. She just did this. She's from Nashville, Tennessee. But check it out. It's just really heartfelt. She sounds a little bit like Brandi Carlile. Next up, rock song. Battlefish, local band, a song called Burst. Listen. Battlefish, local band. I've known them for a few years. That was their first record. That's a song called Burst. It's on iTunes, YouTube. Just a really cool, good rock song. Just love it a tons. And we're going to move on to our music news. This is stuff I found out, Rolling Stone, all kinds of the magazines I read. Some is gibberish. A couple funny things. Let's start with the funny one. Willie Nelson. Sean, what do you think of this? Willie Nelson, not surprising, has his own brand of weed right now.
So you're saying that he's a marijuana smoker?
I believe he's a marijuana. I'm not even sure. He's like past a connoisseur. Like, what's the next level? Courvoisier? No, that's a drink. What's the wine person?
He's like a sommelier.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah. But the weed is called Willie's Reserve, and there's apparently they're making some stores, and it's all levels of weed. I can't imagine how high you would get from that weed. That's got to be like the highest of high.
That's like bubonic chronic, isn't it?
Right. So we're gonna.
Is that what usually?
Well, we're gonna have some sent to us illegally, and we're gonna get high on the show. Next up, ACM Awards, country. You saw it. A lot of cool stuff. Highlight for me, Christina Aguilera sang with Rascal Flatts. But this intro they did. This intro they did, which was something I haven't heard before. It just started with Christina and the guitar player. But just listen to her sing, and then when she comes in.
We'll just do the other one. It's this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Just listen to this. Christina Aguilera, powerful singer. I mean, I heard her sing. I was 3 feet from her. I heard her sing before.
When would you know your heart is mine? You've told the tale so many times. There's nothing, baby, we've got to do with all these miles to get to where we're going to. Oh, it's a hard road.
Of course, the guy from Rascal Flatts comes in and sings. Just awesome. Just awesome.
It's a rough ride, baby, but we're gonna make it.
Here's the thing on that stuff. A lot of people have opinions about country music and that stuff. And, you know, is it dead? It's kind of in the pop world now. They argue that, you know, where's the old country? You know, Alan Jackson, George Strait, even going back to stuff like Johnny Cash or Hank Williams. Well, my opinion is that country music is kind of dead, that kind. Now it's pretty much pop music. My opinion is that it's okay because I do like the pop stuff because I'm a pop guy. So I'm going to say that it's different now, and we just kind of accept that. And I also want to go back in the Christina thing. When I was on The Voice, Sean, check this out. I remember 3 feet from Christina, she was singing to about 4 of us. Her voice, no lie, was so powerful. I literally felt the air. We felt the air. We all talked about it. Was pushing on us because her voice was so powerful. And I was like...
That had to blow you away.
It just did. And then I tried to give her a hug, and then she would...
Not into it?
Well, security came.
Oh, that's never
It's actually not a joke. I really was like,
oh, really?
Hey, we'll see you later. And they were like, no, it's all... I was like, oh, okay. I thought we were on The Voice together.
Having
and stuff.
A bonding moment.
It's the first season, so people weren't as nice.
It was a little awkward.
Yeah, it was exactly.
At that point?
Yep, exactly. We're going to end today with a segment we called Song in Development. Yesterday I had an idea about a song. I actually saw on a billboard, I saw the word Brooklyn. I don't even know what it was for. For some reason, I just had this image of a guy on a train in Brooklyn, and it's raining, and he's waiting for a girl. That was all that kind of came to my head. I wasn't sure how. And then people always ask me how this stuff works. Well, I just like the word Brooklyn. I've been to Brooklyn. It's not as much as I like Times Square, but I have been there. But
Brooklyn's changed a ton, and it's a really cool area now. They're really developing tons of restaurants. Yeah, but I can visualize exactly what you're talking about
Yeah.
with this song. So,
And I started just writing some lyrics to it, and this is sort of an odd thing that happened. I'm gonna play a little sample of it. So you're hearing a song. I just have like a verse and a chorus, and I'm gonna sing it real quick, and then I'm gonna tell you just what happened with it, so you can check it out. Waiting on the train seems to take forever. I see you in the distance with a smile, and no hope for me. I'm lost in you. It's the little things in my mind. Brooklyn with me that day, and heading nowhere in the rain. Brooklyn with me on that day. And will you stay with me forever, Brooklyn? So that's all I have to the song. I got a verse and a chorus. And the one thing that happened, which is sort of interesting, I wrote those words and I was talking about the city, Brooklyn. And then I realized that it sounds more like the girl's name is Brooklyn. And I didn't even know people could have that name. So I was Googling it and asking people. And they do. So now what's interesting is the song is about a girl named Brooklyn and a guy that basically just loves her a lot. And he's talking about this specific day to kind of set up this imagery of a rainy day. And he just loves her.
so how much do you imagine those characters when you're writing a song? I mean, how much are you actually thinking about each character, what their backstory might be, what their future story might be when you're writing the song?
For me, a lot like what you read in movie characters. You always talk about guys getting into character. Well, I actually do. I think of the girl, even though it's relationship stuff. We've heard it since back to the Beatles. But like I do think of the girl, like this girl. I think of her with dark hair. I think of her being beautiful, but not the type that maybe wears a lot of makeup, being really kind of natural. I picture the guy, maybe kind of a working guy, and maybe going through a tough time in his life. And it's funny, you talk about these melancholy songs, but the truth is, it's not that they're easier to write, it's just they are more interesting to get into that side of our brain and have a little sadness in there. And that's okay. The story is not going to end bad, but it's just basically about this desperation about a guy loving a girl.
And who wants her so badly, it seems like, with the...
He does. He kind of gets lost in her, and he's trying to just basically talk about this one moment with her. And, all I have is a verse and a chorus. How much this will change? It can change a lot. I just did this yesterday. Now I'm going to try to write a second verse and see where I can take it there, maybe a bridge. And then normally what I do is try to finish it and then I call it throw it away, meaning I'll record it on my phone and not listen to it again for at least a couple weeks. Because I feel like to get a real perspective on something is when you're done with it, totally separate yourself and then come back to it because you have a much clearer head. Because in 2 weeks, it could sound either way better, a lot worse, or you can hear where it might need tweaks, or I should say this instead of that, which we're going to follow this one along. So again, we're calling it Song in Development, and we're just going to show you every week song ideas I have, maybe what you guys think. I mean, I do love input. I'm not a songwriter that doesn't take criticism or take ideas. And also for the show, by the way, to link in, I have a Twitter account, @TimMahoneyMusic. I also have an email, timmahoneymusic@gmail.com. Please email me with questions about the show, characters. If you have artists you want me to spotlight or songs, they could be local, they could be famous, even yourself. I'll check them out and put them on. If you have song ideas for me, all that stuff, or you want me to make up a song for you, just contact us. And thank you for being a part of the Being Mahoney show. And Sean, do you have something to?
Oh, I was just going to say, I love the start of that song. It would be great in a few weeks if you do go back to that song and you do write more, for us to even include that in the songs in development and see how it's developed even further in a couple weeks, if it does.
Well,
and then maybe someday it'll actually be released, maybe not. But it'd be cool for us as fans to be able to follow that along and see where else the story goes and where the song goes and
this one
how
I
it
like
progresses.
by instinct. I like it. So that's the thing by me. I know I already like it. I'm going to finish it, and I'll play it and see. Like, I never think too where it's going to go. Is it for a record? Is it for a single? Sometimes when I write, I don't even think about what kind of song is it. Is it country? Is it pop? Is it for me? Maybe the song isn't even a song for me. Maybe it might be for somebody else. I just try to think about the song itself and see where it goes. But we'll see
it'll
what
be
happens.
cool because we kind of developed it together, so we can just split whatever money we make on it.
You actually helped Zero, and you've been trying to sneak into the You gave me some ideas, and I said no to all of them.
Except for the name Brooklyn, which is all my idea.
Well, maybe because you
Except for you came up with it.
You were yesterday. You were wearing like the cheesiest American Eagle like Brooklyn shirt.
Wow.
Well, really?
I think we should end this show right here.
Well, it's just American Eagle. Come on, you can.
It
do
wasn't
better than
American
that.
Eagle. It was just a nice Brooklyn
It was like
shirt.
3-for-1 T-shirts. I'll get you a cool Brooklyn shirt.
Once I lose weight, I'm getting nicer quality shirts.
Once you can get in the sizes where it's not the big and tall men's store.
Tim, people have things to do. I think we need to end the show now.
Thank you for listening to
busy.
Bing Mahoney. We will see you next week.